And so aristocrat of all people. You guys, I can't land, I can't anybody anti-justice. Arrest of all people. And they launch a special live stream for him. Guys, if you want to discuss, come up. I mean, sorry, those that are doubling. I just want to switch a little bit. I don't want to focus on that topic because people are sleeping. I will come back there. I want to try to switch. I just want to switch a little bit. I don't want to focus on that.
Apariano,
what happened? What did you do?
On Sunday, when we were talking about bringing Papa Mohbad life and he's crying, you know, that was what we were discussing. And all of them, all the crying babies, they went to the platform and said, how can aristocrat says they should not bring him up? And I simply said, if I were to be his Anders, I'm not going to bring that man to be crying. He needs to show strength. Don't come and show him when he's weak. He's tired. You brought him on to look haggard. And you are not even asking cogent questions. Only about people. Ask good questions. The rest, Baba Pele, Baba don't cry. Baba don't cry. Is that the justice?
Baba, your car, we'll buy fuel on your car. We'll buy petrol.
And that was what I said. And after that, I think I was busy. I didn't even know. When I came back, I was already down, dropped down. I heard someone saying what they want is about to be crying about so that people can pity him. If he does not cry, people will not pity him. Anytime it comes on interview, anything, he should just be crying. He should be crying. Is this what these people turn these things to? You know, and some people just went, you know, there are some people that we talk and people don't care.
It's not been real.
But because
that's what it means, that he too is cooperating with that kind of nonsense that they are telling him. I mean,
because
be crying when the public, be showing weak, be showing tired.
Yes,
so they
that's
can
what it means.
Much money. They can give much money. What is this? I don't understand.
And everybody comes and say it is okay that anytime he comes online, we're crying. I don't understand.
You mourn for 3 months. At most, you mourn for 3 months in Yoruba land. This is 9 good months. So is this why they are dragging you every platform? Dragging you.
The man is still mourning. Yes. And you know what? It's okay. You know why it's okay? If I am not important, they will not drag me. You understand? If I'm just a nobody, they will not drag me. It means I'm a commodity that they so much want, and my opinion, if it does not align with them, they need to counter it. So they need to go to their shrine and put me on a shrine, and they begin to worship me. I think that was what happened. So on Lenti yesterday, when I was not busy,
that's what they are saying.
I was on Lenti, and I said it. And I said it on Lenti that I will not change what I've said. You want this man to want to support this man, but you are bringing him out and you are supporting him to be crying. So I'm suggesting he should be using some shade so that when he cries, they will not see his eyes. What is wrong with us?
Don't be so full of yourself.
People talk about all living overseas.
I'm full of yourself.
They are living overseas. They live in countries that have. These people live in countries where there is law and order. And you are saying Nigeria is not developed and this is your own mentality? Come on, man. Anyways. It's just their business. It's just their business. Everybody they want to drag, they can drag. It's because they see it as we need to drag this person. So it's okay. Let them go. Let them go and drag it.
They have been dragging.
I've seen in this thing.
Not that let them go. They have been doing that.
They've been dragging now. So it's not new. So let them drag. For me, it's not new.
See, this is what I was telling you.
Go ahead and drag.
This is what I was telling you, right? That that energy that we're saying, you want to create a public team of some people. okay, who will, 1 minute, 1 minute. Okay, when you create it, as long as Baba is not part of it, there's going to be a division. All this gullible one will pack themselves one side and be attacking this side. Okay, and you who want to help, in fact, you'll be discouraged. The money you spend your time in the night research, doing everything, and these guys will come in. They will say because they are Baba fans that will give you the approval, this and that. You want to take the case, you want to destroy the case. So many things will come. In fact, you have to envision whatever you want to do. That's why I was telling you that if Baba really want help, okay, and that he really need people, let him be ready to join the new team that will be given to him. If we get the best lawyer in Nigeria, we'll say, Baba, go and meet that lawyer and give that lawyer consent. Only you alone. That's the only way I can take this serious. That is if he's ready. If he's not ready, the case, what has happened to Mohbad is already a case study. We'll be teaching Nigerians about this case so that the next one, so that nothing else of such will happen again. Yeah. And that is where I stand. Same way we use Jesus Christ case, we teach it so that it doesn't happen again. Muhammad case. So we can use Mohbad case because it's most recent. It's most recent. We can show people how all of this happened to people that we suspect. We discuss it here. We talk about it, and then we provide solutions, the way forward, where we think that's supposed to be addressed, and then it's
now
the funny thing, up to anybody who go further.
You know the funny thing is, since Sunday, I've actually been doing a research on the toxicology report. I'm going live by 4.
Wow.
So that I'll give all the reports. And things I found out that I see people, the Bible says, my people perish because of lack of knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
People waste energy to chase emotion. Some will call it empathy. They don't even know the meaning of the word empathy. Some will call it emotion. They actually don't even know the meaning. Because at the end of the day,
wait,
want to get solution.
Tell them that 3 words so they will learn. Emotion, empathy, and which one again? Emotion, empathy, and sympathy.
No, just the 2. Because every time they all interchange it, they don't even know the meaning.
Please tell them now that the phrase don't talk
now,
to you. Okay,
number 1, you talk of empathy. What is empathy? Show concern. If you are not concerned about someone, you don't correct them. If you don't have empathy on anybody, you don't give a hoot about what happens to them. If they like, they sit on the highest mountain and dive down. You don't care because they mean nothing to you. It means nothing to you. Now, if you care about someone, you always want to guide and tell them this is the best thing to do. Not just being busy. There is a difference between hardworking and busy. And there is a difference between smart working and achieving productivity. 85% of people are hardworking. They sweat, they get busy, but they are never productive. The rest are the ones that are smart worker. And in everything you do, you simply have to do that. You must be smart. How do you get smart? You look for information so that when you seek solution, the solution you seek will address your needs, not what you don't need. Because you would have spent most of your time to chase what you ought not to chase, while what you need to face is lying there. You will now come and say you're tired.
Empathy and emotion remaining. Go on.
What did you say?
I said you should educate them now. You've told them about empathy to show concern. Now tell them
simply. Emotion is simply this. Emotion is when you just want to show that you are human. And you are not looking, and your emotion is talking about your feelings, not the fact. There is feeling, there is fact. What is the fact on ground? Your feeling is only fueled by your sentiment. Paparano is my friend. If Paparano does something wrong, instead of me to say, oh, guy, this thing you done wrong, I don't like it, just change it. No, we just say, Paparano, just leave it. Don't talk. It will pass. That is emotion. It will pass. Just let it be. Correct. You will not correct. And because your sentiment is ruling your sensibility or your ability to think clear and critically, just continue to attach everything to it. That is emotion. In everything, you must see clarity. It's good to be emotional. We get involved in things because of our emotion first. But when you get to it and you need to resolve it, drop the emotion, be the third person in the case, and tackle the issue. Because at the end of the day, you will save time, you will probably save resources, and you will save lives. You don't need to faff around. Solve issues. Now, most of the time, in this part of the world, Africa, they don't solve issues. They solve sentiment. They solve affinity. They solve emotion. That is what they do. That is why you see someone that you know his record is very bad, and they ask you to vote for that person. And you see someone that have a good record, though it's bad but can deliver. It's that person that is very bad that we want, because that is what everybody wants. But the person is from my village. You vote for it based on sentiment. Simple.
Sympathy. Empathy to show concern, emotion to show feeling, sympathy. Are you still there?
I'm here now.
You sure these are all semantics that people interchange. Seemingly sometimes they depend on the context how you use it. Sometimes it means the same thing, depending on the context how you use it. Anyway, walk them through. Sympathy.
Sympathy is simply pity, man. That's what you call sympathy. You pity someone. Simple word. They use it, but they don't see it.
So do you have empathy for Baba, or you have sympathy for Baba?
See, I have empathy for him. I don't have sympathy. Because it is empathy that is going to solve it. You are not to pity him. You are to help him. You are to support him. You are to guide him so that he will get the answer to his quest. That is what you do. That is simply what you do. But when you show pity, you are just looking at the man that he is helpless, he's a sorry case, let's step him. It's not a sorry case. The death of his son is a societal menace that everybody needs to solve. It happened to him. Don't look at him as a sorry case. Look at him as something all of you need to embrace and ensure you resolve it. Because if you don't, it will come to you. That is not pity. That is empathy. It's going to come to you because if you don't resolve it, the same people that did that will feel this is the new norm, and they continue to do it, and they are doing it. And all you could say is to bring all form of sentiment into it and say, come on, man, you're not going to resolve it. You're not going to get anything. You're not going to get answers.
So, thank you very much. Let's quickly divert into, let's digress into this case of the Andrew Ochekwo, the man in Abia State who was being transferred from Aba in Abia State to, that's the Abia Police Headquarters to Abuja Force Headquarters, and on the way, the police shot him, saying that they suspected he wanted to escape. And so let's just oppose that with this ongoing case. I mean, are you aware of the case, first of all, just to be sure? They're on the same chapter. Are you aware of the Andrews Ochekwo's case, or you want a quick briefing on the case?
No, I'm not aware of it, but I'll tell you something. With my knowledge of Nigeria system, There are thousands of people that have been killed like that. Thousands. I'll tell you, between 2000 and 2020, if you check the records of the total
If you want to discuss this
Nigerian
case,
police,
want to discuss this case, send request, come up. Go on.
if you check the record
But I need
of
energy. You're not going to be
extrajudicial,
sleeping. Everyone will be sleeping. Okay, I need the energy. Andrew
if you
Ochefo's case, come up. The kidnapper.
if you check the record, of extrajudicial killing, this is under extrajudicial killing, yes? Now, number one, in every society, there are bad cops, there are bad people in the system. And this is not the first thing. It's not only in Nigeria it will happen. It's not only in Abia State. It happens in all civilized countries as well. Now, there are always people in high places. Today, I saw a video of Abba Kyari returning home, and you will see the jubilation they are giving to him, like an hero welcome. That is Abba Kyari. Abba Kyari that used to be a super cop and turned to show itself as a super cop and is also a villain in the system. And this is what you find everywhere, in every system. You will see people that when you see them, you regard them as the best. But if you look at the other side, some people are in the price and they are doing some things that are. Now, at this guy, I don't know about the case, but with the number of cases that I've seen, I have been around a police command where at night, under a certain IG in the past, between the IG was between 1999 and 2003. Now that IG gave them a command because they know when they apprehend armed robbers, they will take them to court, and case at the end of the day they will give them goes to sentence. Now, and this armed robber, before they apprehended, will have shot down policemen, will have killed policemen. The man was very, very angry and gave his boys command. If you get armed robber, if they engage you, don't shoot to apprehend, shoot to do what? To kill them. That is not justice. You are meant to apprehend, shoot to kill them. Because once they shoot at you, and the police that now go, that have heard that kind of thing, even when you show gun, or you try to show gun, they don't gun you down first. If they now don't find gun, they will plant something on you. What they will simply do. You know, just plant something on you to taking the heat. Now, and there are other people that they will just say they are mere criminals, and you will find out that, number one, while in police station, they are investigating their cases. Maybe some people are involved. They are investigating their cases. Maybe some people are involved. Before you know it, they will not leave that detention. They will say they died. They took them to hospital. He has heart attack. They will say during movement. They will get some people attacked us and he was killed. They will come with so many things. It shows that person have a lot of things to say. And it happens everywhere. You know, why do they check food that you take to prisoner? It's because they might put poison. They will tell you eat it first. Some, they will hide weapon. And this is something that has always been. It has always been, you know. And that's what I got to say about it, man.
I just went through that case not just now. Just 1 minute. And so, from what I understand, in that case, is that there exists a man called Andrew Chekwo, that is an Easterner from Abia State, Abba to be specific. And hey, Farida, where are you? It's been a while. So, this man lives in Abia State in his house there. So, and then he happened to invite these two ladies. I think he invited one of the lady for hook up, and the lady who was invited, the Nigerian, came with a Ghanaian friend who was also a lady. So both of them they get to the They get to the residence, and the other lady who was a Ghanaian has been suspecting that some hanky panky, some things were ongoing, and so he recorded some movement and some things and sent to somebody. So that person have those information already that okay, this person is at this particular place. I don't have this whole story. I just read right now. If you know you are very much deep in this case, send requests, come up, okay? Now, I read, this is what I read on Punch, which probably, maybe I should read it again, but it's not take much time. Let me just summarize it. So, the man's name is Andrew Ochekwo. The lady, one is Afiba from Ghana, and the other one, I think Toda from Nigeria. So now, this man, he, later on what happened, they carried out the operation. Okay, the ladies were killed and their body were wrapped in cloth, some decapitated. Their arms, legs were not, were removed from the body, and their body was dumped somewhere, okay, around in Ogbo Hill, wherever, in Aba there. So now the man has done the stuff, and now the police got involved. He was arrested, and he was arrested by the Abia police. So the local police in Abia, they arrested him. They took him to the custody, and he was interviewed. Questions were asked, and he answered those questions. And I think he denied that that he never invited them, but because it's like the invitation was online, so some people were following up with the case, and they brought up evidences and all of those things. So the evidences were glaring. It was glaring. It was convincing. It's not something that anybody could have denied. And so some persons, okay, who were aware of the development, they told the police, okay, like to treat this person. That is to charge him, to have the case ongoing. That's the police of Abia State there. And so the police in those division, we don't know what happened, okay, but there were some individuals who penetrated the station, who knew what was happening. They said the guy was living large. So the Abia State police were petitioned, okay, that how can this guy, Mr. Ochekwo, this kidnapper, how can he be living large in the station there? This somebody who has been alleged to have killed these persons, who have kidnapped these two persons that went missing. It happened April this year, so that's not quite long, about 1 month ago, 1 month and some weeks. So, and now the intriguing part of it is this person was arrested. We don't know what this person narrated to the police. We don't know what he narrated to the police. So, and the case was said to be transferred to the force headquarters in Abuja there. So while transferring him from Abia to Aba, there in Aba, the police that were responsible, one of the police operative shot this man. They shot the man dead. And the police reported, they said the man was trying to escape, so they had to shoot him. There's been so many speculations that probably the police knew that that man has so many information that is going to be implicating some prominent persons in the society. So they quickly had to do away with him. Those are still speculations. The police, that's the IGP, has not reported on the case yet. To the best of my knowledge, is still the information given from either witnesses or people who are aware of the development. Guanishu, the man they call Guanishu, is an activist. So, he's been very active on this particular case. He was the one who went to Punch and all of this. So I think that is the case. I have not digested it, so I don't have much information about the whole thing. But I think from here, I can draw out something. That is the same police conduct. The police conduct is questionable here. How can you have a suspect? A suspect, 2 persons are missing, and these persons' bodies were found wrapped not far from where he lives. I think in his residence. This man, area there, in his environment there, and these same persons. Is it that this was that case too big for you guys to handle? I don't understand. What all this saga of um you guys were transferring him from Lagos, from not so Lagos all the time. You know, we talk about Lagos. So this Lagos, from Abia to Abuja, and on the way you guys killed this person. I mean, what is all of this? So again, we see the same police behavior. So now, can we stop shouting Lagos, 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 and for a while ask ourselves what's going on in Abia State? Is it that people can't get justice in Abia State? Abia, how many of you are from Abia here before you come? Anybody from Abia here? If not from Benin, now for the colored Benin, all those Benin. It can't happen here. It can't happen there. It can't happen there. People from Abia, what do we do now? What do we do about this? And we're not even helping. The society just quiet. Everywhere just they chill. These are things I'm telling you. That worse things happened in other part of Nigeria just because they are not, how will I say it? Like here in the West, we speak out. Okay, we don't cover crime. That is the thing. But in other places, you see things happen, they will cover it. And instead, they who don't even know how to stand their government, how to fight even their local government chairman, they are very quick to make correction here. We are fighting our local government chairman. We have been fighting from the beginning. If we are talking about change, it is Southwest that represents change. People should understand that. Not always too much math. Right in your own bosom, in your own place where you sleep. Bad thing is happening, but you sojourn, you throw face, like you know, Sam. The one that is happening kilometers, hundreds of miles. And that one I always the same. Okay, let's break up from this hypocrisy. Let's learn how to do things. When something bad happens wherever you are, it is you guys' responsibility, all of you, to wake up, okay, and say that you kick against those things so that it doesn't repeat itself again. How many more of it would you guys wait to see? And this is the one we see. How about the ones we don't see? The one we see, it just happens and it goes scot-free. Okay? Those police by now, I believe they're supposed to have arrested those police. I don't know whether they've arrested them, but people are just quiet on the case. So, but they are quick to talk about the Bamishe case. Bamishe in Lagos, Sylvester, Mohbad. May God help these our brothers. Now God go help now. Now God go help now. And all of us, it is our duty, okay? It is everybody's duty to come to each other's rescue, because they say justice for one is justice for all. Okay, if you want justice, you try to see that others get justice. I don't know if that makes sense. Yeah. So that is the case. But I think the Nigerian police force, they had to do better. That's the brief of the case. So from the comment, or whoever wants to dabble into this case, does it make sense to you? Does it make sense? Does the case make sense to you guys, everybody? In the comment section, most especially, does it make sense to you guys, the case? Okay. I don't think you guys want to, dig that much in this case. But those, if we are to into this case.
I just returned. You know what we're going to do? Let's pick a time we will do expose on extrajudicial killing, because this is clearly an extrajudicial killing. The guy wouldn't have been killed if he doesn't have information, and most of the time it's because he has information about powerful people in the society that have such influences to pay some people, and they will just orchestrate it. The transfer itself, if you look at the antecedent of things that have happened in the past, it is orchestrated. We watch it in films now. They know they want to kill the person. They will now say they are transferring him from where to where. Who authorized the transfer? If you go back and check the document, you will find that it was not actually authorized. You get what I mean? So it's a potpourri of confusion, of connivance with bad people. And this always happens. It is a societal thing.
When they asked the Aba police about the case, to report on the case, you know what they said? They said there's nothing they can say about it, that they have already transferred the case, because they were on their way taking him, that they've already done the paperwork. So it is whatever the FCT say right now that counts. No, there's nothing they can do right now. It's no longer in the hand.
Imagine,
But
imagine,
Paparano, you guys,
imagine.
you know the funny thing about it? The funny thing about it is that when they were transporting them, the guy, how do you take the things and put it, everything, all the things they got from his house, they put it in the criminal's car and took the car plus Andrew driving, and then the car stopped. Then they said one policeman came out and said the car is stopped. And then they have to let Andrew come with one of his eyes. Remember, the car is 2007. It's not having those digital features. But they said he came to use his eyes to do it, and then the car started. And then when they were going again, he did the same thing. But this time he opened the boot, and then when he got out from the boot, and the policeman was standing there, and he told the policeman to close the boot. And then when the policeman closed the boot, he speed up and start driving. And he go into the car and start driving. How can he start driving? And then he moved the car, and then they chased him, and that's how he was shot. What kind of story is that?
Imagine. It's a lot of things now. Aparano, please excuse me. I need to open my life. I think I sent something to Paparano 2 or 3. So that I'll give the information there. I could come here later. I will discuss about them.
I also wanted to make an update, okay, about the enemy, because like we needed to have a case, a serious case with him. So we have
I'll tell you a number of things about that enemy. I'll tell you a lot of it so that we can channel our energy.
I wanted to just quickly give a brief what was given to me, because yesterday we were saying bringing this FBI to them. So some you had their lawyers to engage the enemy. Yeah, their lawyers. Okay. So they're supposed to have a meeting. They spoke to a woman called Megan Hessler. Okay, so her name was on the document, and then she said she couldn't speak about some of those things now. I think she had to get her own lawyer to whatever, I don't know, or the lawyer of the organization. So they were going to have like a round meeting. Okay, so but they said that the brief that they have, that she has stated that samples that they received such samples. So they don't know
worry.
What we did. There's a doubt or whatever the was coming from, but okay.
So what actually happened was what I'm working on has been an extensive investigation for the last 2 weeks, an extensive investigation, and the ghosts are the one working on it. They don't want people to come and say, "Nah, them it is," and me, which means I like that so much, and I've got a lot of information.
There's so much things. Megan Hessler.
Megan, no. Megan will be one of their staff. We spoke with the lady.
No, I don't mean Esther.
No. The pathologist that signed it was spoken to.
What was the name? Did you guys ask about the name? Like, I mean, when you spoke to the person.
No. This was how the person was found. You know, a name was on that document. Was on the document. And what was done is the team there, the team were working, and they find out who the person was. Apparently, there was someone among the team that went to school with that person. So it was easy to speak to that person. And they also speak with another lab scientist, who is also a pathologist in the same company. And a lot of things were very clear. So I'll come back. I need to set up. I put 4 p.m.
Set up, you don't have to. Aristocat. How are you doing?
No, Aristocat, just go.
I'm waiting for you. No.
Yeah. I mean, it's gonna let him. He doesn't want to be this time. So anyway,
yes.
The case. Okay, there are so many underground workers, people who don't want us to get justice. And right now that the case is in the USA, we can better fight it in the USA. Let's try to resolve it first, whether it was sent to the USA, whether the document that was given to us, whether it was the real samples that were sent to them, and not just that, whether all the information that we receive in Nigeria was not altered. Because what if they have given them the cause of death and have given them the original result and what killed this person, and they came here to alter it? Anything can happen, forgery. So it's a good way for us to fight it right from the state.
it's good they are doing that. The ghost team are doing that. That somebody don't want to take the glory.
No. What do you mean ghost team? I mean, what do you mean by ghost team? I mean, the ghosts don't want us to get justice. The invisibles. The invisible.
Do you know today I was walking in Facebook, and then one guy who used to come to us is a grown-up guy, and he make a video about he was just bunking, trying to put everything on us. I almost fainted. But like the $1 million question I'll be asking, why and why? Why do they do it? And why is it that they are trying hard to cover up? Why is it that the senator who stand in parliament and said that this guy have a lot of money, it can cover the whole of Nigeria, and still they are not doing anything to help this case? Why are they doing everything hard to cover up, to give us mass on?
Which particular case? Which case? You mean the Andrew case?
No, Andrew's case, you know, when it comes to Andrew's case, you have to know the case. This guy was beat a woman, and when he was to be arrested, he ran, and one big politician helped him back to Nigeria. It means that that politician can cover up, can cover everything up. And remember, when Andrew do the killings, he sent all the pictures to his friend in UK, and that friend too must be arrested. So the spouses that they themselves they are bringing out, and those spouses have to link to themselves again. And what's the name? The Ghanaian girl's husband is with them. He's holding eyes on the Nigerian system, and he's calling them out. He's not hiding anything. You can go on Facebook and find him. The Nigerian girl, the Ghanaian girl's husband. He is bringing everything out, and he's saying it, how he did it, and how they were trying to cover things up and everything. So it's like the Abia people was trying to cover things up. The guy was calling them to find out my wife is kidnapped, but this happened and this happened, and they were saying no, we can't do anything about it because there is not kidnapped. They were giving him the bull story, and this guy was saying no, you have to go. So it's the husband who was taking was saying, see this, my wife withdraw 1 million from my account or from her account, and somebody who is normal, why is she doing with 1 million? And then the text messages and the videos. So the traces, all the traces we are seeing, there was a guy in Nigeria who was sending it to the husband, and the husband was communicating with him. But Andrew did the same thing to one Nigerian girl, and that girl lived to tell her story. So that is the girl who is telling her story, her part of the story, to help this case. So for me, I'll still call the police, Abia State. Why are they doing everything to cover this crime? And why can somebody who is who you say ran away, how can the person be killed again? If you say the person ran, how can you also take a criminal and take everything and put it in the criminal's car? Instead of the police car they brought from Abuja, you put everything in the criminal's car and say, oh, sorry. What kind of story is that?
Someone in handcuffs, someone who was handcuffed, how can he even escape?
How can that person escape? That's the problem. That's what I'm asking. The next one. Yeah, no, next. How can that person escape? And how can that person escape? So for me, I think that the police know, and the police are trying to cover things up, and which is not good for the justice system in Nigeria. It's time we start calling them out for all the crime that happened, and they don't want to take responsibility for it. Tabarano, what are you doing? I think most people want to hear about what's the name? Mohbad. Guys, you know, sometimes when things happen like this, we all become nervous, become thinking, but we have to use this case to put it as example, because it's almost the same thing. The police are trying to cover everything up instead of they open things and talking about what happened. What happened? That's the $1 million question we are asking. What happened? Why are you guys trying hard to cover up? So when you put this case side to side with Mohbad's case, it's almost getting to be similar. The police are doing everything to cover the criminal up instead of going after the non-criminal people. So the person who was there when the thing happened, the police are trying to cover it up. So why is it that always the police are trying to cover up instead of bringing justice to people who need it? It's very difficult. It's time we start calling the police out.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm gonna come back live a little bit later.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye-bye, love.